Hello and welcome. I'm on the lot at the used lot, and this is a 1992 Subaru SVX. Remember these? Oh yeah. Here's the thing where we need to talk about the dealer and Carfax, but let's look at this car for a minute and then we'll talk about that. So in 92 they actually all had a 3.3 V6, 231 horsepower. This one's all-wheel drive. They weren't all-wheel drive. This is the only part of the window that goes down. Okay, you get all this glass, but you only get this lower part of the window. Very unusual car. All 4-speed automatics, which for these cars were horrible. Right after they got rid of these cars, they stopped making them. They totally redesigned the transmission. They would eat themselves up pretty quickly. It's one of the weak points of these cars. Very disappointing, really, on these cars. It's actually in pretty good shape. For being so old, I mean, you can... Falcons on there. You could basically put a historic plate on this car. Power antenna. Now this dealer lists this car with stuff like Bluetooth radio and stuff like that. Well, I will tell you that in 92 there wasn't really Bluetooth yet, because there wasn't Bluetooth. So that's one thing. Very unusual. 93,000 miles on the car. Here's the thing about this. The other thing about this car. Oh, by the way, 0 to 60 in this is listed as 7.3 seconds. This is where we've come so far. The Escape is 7 seconds to 60, so keep that in mind as well on this car. So let's see here. Okay, so we're looking at 4-wheel disc brakes, right? And that's good. That's got it. We could use a little bit of lube down there. So would they list this car? When we go back on the Carfax, it's purchased in early 93, and then 3 months after it's bought, it shows 54,000 miles on it. So in late 93, in 3 months, it put 54,000 miles in this car. And then in the next 10 years, it didn't get anything. And then it shows like 60,000. I mean, it's just ridiculous the way it's listed on there with 2 service records. I'm not real happy with that. And with the dealer putting down Bluetooth, backup camera, stuff like that, those were not on these cars, so you didn't get that on there. These are unusual. You don't see them anymore. If you can keep the transmission going, now you can get an upgraded transmission for these cars that will handle what's going on here, and that would solve a lot of the problems on the SVX, because that's really its only problem. The flat 6 3.3 in it is very reliable, so you won't have any problems with that. And you'll have something quite unusual in here in Indiana. After your car's 10 years old, you know, you only have to pay the minimum on the plate, $50. So $54 or something like that. Not bad, not bad. So very unusual car to see in SVX. Some of them were front drive. They were not all-wheel drive yet. Subaru is now, but they weren't then. It's a mechanical all-wheel drive system, of course, just like the current ones. 30-something, 60-something split on them to get started. And that's how those worked. So look fast for the time especially, and still not bad. Unusual, you get a lot of looks. This one hardly has any rust on it. Maybe it's time to SVX your life. So that's the story. Subaru SVX, probably the only one I'll see for many years. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon on the lot.